good, YouTube? It's your girl D-Saz 1992, and I'm back with another video. Now today I just want to reach out to anyone who is currently dealing with changes within themselves. And what I mean by that is you are going through a period where you're growing within and you're clearing out energies that do not need to be there. People, places, things, situations that just don't serve for your highest good. You're just getting rid of it. I'm currently on that same exact path. And I tell you, every day it's another learning process. I'm not off the hook. I never am. And this is not a bad thing. This is actually one of the best things that can ever possibly happen. Because the more that I grow each day, the more better my future becomes. You know, I was living a lifestyle where my life depended on what I wore, who I hung out with, you know, who I was dating, you know, or who I was messing around with, or just, you know, things that did not serve my highest good. I was around people mainly who used me for the comfortability of themselves, and then I could never lean on them. And I'm not going to sit here and point the fingers at those people who use me. I allowed it. And that's accepting responsibilities for the things that I did, that the things that I allowed, the people that I allow come into my personal space and take up energy from me. And you know, I know that sometimes when we are going through this process, we start to look at people like funny, like, yeah, like, what are you here for? And I'm not on here to tell you guys to look at people like that. And I'm not on here to tell you guys not to look at people like that. But what I am on here to advise you guys to do is don't fall into the victim mentality of blaming that person for using you when you allowed it. No one does anything to us that we do not allow. Like, if a person is constantly coming around me because I have a nice flashy BMW car, and I clearly know it because we do have intuition, and your intuition is always telling you, you get that gut feeling when you're around a person who does not serve your higher good. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, oh, I didn't know I was, you know, they were doing this. You did know. Because I guarantee you, if you ever have to question a person's actions, they're not serving your higher good at all. You should not have to question, if I leave this person's house, I wonder if they're going to talk about me. Or I wonder if they're going to tell a secret that I confided in that person with. Like, let's go, people. We need to do better with the choices that we make, and we need to do better with clearing out all of the negative energy. When you clear out negative energy, it's not for you to put more negative energy into it or to be angry and upset. I mean, that's a process. We do go through the emotional process. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying, oh, if you're feeling angry about it, you're not doing the right thing, because that's not what it is. We have to go through those emotions, but you have to get through it. You go through it, you get through it, and you release it. You do not hold on to the mistakes that you've made. You're clearing out anything that does not serve your higher good, and that is part of the process. People are not going to remain in your life that are here now once you reach certain steps. Once you become aware of certain things, you're just not comfortable with certain people. And that's fine. That is okay. It's not for you to feel guilty as if you're leaving that person behind, or you're being fake, as what we like to say. We like to call people fake, but we don't realize we're fake our damn selves. Because being completely real is, you know who you truly are, and you are real with you, and you are real with everyone who you encounter. It could be a stranger on the street. You are real with that person. And people mistake real for, oh, I'm being real because I'm just telling them about themselves. Like, I don't know why she with an abusive man, or I don't know, my nigga, like, why you messing with a girl that's like have a man, and 9 times out of 10, your ass is doing the same thing. But you don't see it when you're doing it, but you're seeing it when another person is doing it. That's not the type of cleaning I'm saying to do. When you're cleaning out everything, and you're clearing out people, and you're clearing out emotions and things like that. It's not for you to hold on to it. It's not for you to, go to other people and start talking about that person like, oh yeah, they were fake and they weren't this. And no. My model that I always advise people to do is to leave any situation on a peaceful note. We used to be cool. My life is going in a different direction. I wish you nothing but the best, but you're not going to add on to my growth. You're not. You're going to keep me in the same place. And I'm going to be honest with a lot of you guys. If we were in a negative space in our life and most likely the people that we attracted at that time is just as negative as we were. And when you are wanting to grow and become a different type of whatever your name is, like me, I'm trying to become a different type of Deborah. The old Deborah, the old people that were attached and associated with that Deborah is not going to no longer be associated with this Deborah who's standing here in front of you guys, looking at you guys, telling you, giving you this advice. They're not. And it's nothing against them. It's just that I am going somewhere different. I always felt out of place when I hung out with people I had no business hanging out with. Or I was in situations I had no business being in. I've always felt that inner guidance of being out of place. And you know what's that? That's my intuition telling me, you're in the wrong place. You're attached to the wrong things. But we don't listen. We don't want to listen to it. We want to go on and make the same mistakes. And then at the end of the day, when we fall flat on our asses and we really have nothing to look at but the mess that we made, we want to go and we want to blame, we want to blame God. We want to blame the people that were involved in it. And the only person to blame is yourself, because 9 times out of 10, your intuition was telling you what it was. You know what? Scratch that out. It's not no 9 times out of 10. Your intuition was telling you. That uncomfortable feeling that you were getting when you were around those type of people, that is what your intuition was doing. It was making you feel like you didn't belong. You ever hung out with like a person that you know was no good? They just like involved in, gossip and just all types of negative things. You ever get that gut feeling that when you left that person's presence, you ever get that feeling of, that uncomfortability, that anxiety? Yeah, that was your intuition. It was telling you have no business hanging out with that type of person. Because if you cannot trust being around and if you feel uncomfortable in any type of in anyone's presence, they're not for you. They're not. If you are getting involved with people that you have to later on be anxious about, like oh my God, then you have no business being around that person. We have to learn we have to learn how to get out of that victim mentality, that mindset where we like to point and blame when we knew all along what it was. We just didn't want to listen to it. So now we want to blame people and things, and that's not growing. That's keeping you stuck in the same place. Growth is acknowledging. Growth is accepting. And growth is change. You acknowledge, you accept, first of all, the first step to anything is realizing. Next step is acknowledging it. Like, I did. Because you can realize anything, but it doesn't mean that you acknowledge it. Acknowledge it it's got to touch you. You got to feel it. It's nothing else out of that. Then you have to take those actions to actually change it. You can't realize and acknowledge something and then you don't want to change it. Like that, it just doesn't make any sense. And that is what I'm here to say to everyone, is that we have to do this cleaning where it's completely you're really cleaning out that dirty old closet with that dirty ass laundry in it. Get rid of that shit. Get rid of that, because the new version of you, those things are no longer going to serve your purpose. They're not going to matter to you. They're not anything. When I was in that place where I needed to fit in, I've always felt uncomfortable. When I was messing around with people, and even romantic relationships I had no business associating myself with, because they don't serve my highest purpose. They can't ever love me on the level that I can love them. They can never be emotionally available for me as I can be for them. The whole time, I tell you, I felt uncomfortable. Every time. And that's just basically all it is to it. And as I'm going on with this journey, I'm going to be posting videos about it. Every step of the way, I'm going to be telling my story. I want you guys to know exactly what I'm going through step by step. Every day, it's another learning process. And I'm not going to, of course, share everything that I come across until I truly understand what I am coming across, because there is a different separate type of work that I have to do before I get on a camera and tell anybody else. I have to do that personal work first. So that was just basically what I wanted to touch on. I hope you guys have a great night and enjoy your night. And I hope whoever listens to this, it actually helps you. You know, we are human. Let's take it easy on ourselves. We're not going to beat ourselves up. But most importantly, we're not going to place the blame on others. Right? Right? Okay. Much better. Y'all have a good night.